I am Miss Tell It Like It Is. I hope everybody's doing wonderful. I am doing wonderful. Today's topic is going to be sometimes we are wounded emotionally more than what we realize. And usually we are wounded by the people that we love and by the people who say they love us. And usually the abuse is years of abuse. It could be emotional abuse by verbally insults or just neglecting or taking you for granted, or it could even be physical abuse, or it could be a combination of both. And a lot of times, we as people who have endured those years of abuse, a lot of times we learn how to brush it off, sweep it under the rug. We're usually upset one day, and the next day we're okay. We're acting like nothing never happened. But what happens when the one that is abusing you or who has abused you has stopped abusing you, and they're talking to you one day, and all of a sudden you find yourself just going off on that person? Before they can even finish a sentence, you find yourself in defensive mode. You find yourself really hostile. And that person's asking you, hey, I didn't say anything. What did I say? I didn't do anything. What they fail to realize, it's not what they're doing at that moment, but it's all that they have done to you through those years of abuse that you tucked under a hat and you acted like you were okay, or you thought you were okay, or you lied to yourself and you thought you were okay. And now, all those years of abuse that you have tucked under a hat is spewing out of you like an angry volcano. And that person is looking like, what did I do? Even asking you, what did I do? And you're there looking like, don't talk to me. Don't say anything to me. I know what you meant by that. How dare you come off at me like that? And they're asking you like, what? Who are you angry? Who made you angry? And they fail to realize that you're angry at them. And when you start looking and analyzing what's really going on with yourself, you realize that you are angry. You're very angry. You have unresolved issues. And those unresolved issues with that person has turned into anger. And that anger has turned into unforgiveness. And that unforgiveness has turned to bitterness. And then you know what comes next? Rage. Rage. And that's why you have a lot of people incarcerated. Or some have lost their lives because they did not deal with how that person that was abusing them made them feel at that moment. They tucked it under a hat and they brushed it off. And then one day it was too much. And it came out like a volcano and erupted. And now they've lost their freedom or they've lost their life. Unresolved issues, unforgiveness is a serious thing. And a lot of times you have people walking around and they're angry and they're lashing out at other people they don't even know because they have not forgiven those that have abused them. They feel betrayed, even hurt more because they were betrayed by the one that say they love them, the one that said they were supposed to protect them. That person did just the opposite. And so they're walking around bitter with a chip on their shoulder, mad at the world. Some of you feel like you're slowly probably losing your mind. It's time to pray. It's time to cry. It's time to scream. It's time to put something in front of you and just beat it up if you have to. Pretend like it's that person that has made you angry and beat it up. But it's time to release that anger before it gets to the state of bitterness and then rage. And then you have done something so bad that you wish you could have taken back. Even the nicest of people are capable of losing their temper. Even the nicest of people are capable of being provoked. That's why the word says, provoke not one to wrath. Leave a peaceful person peaceful. Because a lot of times you don't know what you may pull up out of a person. And then you be standing there looking like, oh Lord, I wish I'd have left that alone. This is like I released or leashed hell out on earth. There's a lot of hurting people out there. And I feel you. I understand. Why do I understand? Because I know what it's like to love a person but not trust them. I know what it's like to lash out at the person who hurt you. But I also know there is an issue that has to be dealt with in a proper, healthy way. And I know that prayer, when prayed with a sincere heart, is very powerful. And I know that if you pray a sincere prayer with a sincere heart, God, the Creator, will hear you. Sometimes it may get overbearing. You may get to the point where you're like, Lord, help me. I can't do this. But the whole point of it is, you have to resolve your issues before it gets to the point of unforgiveness, bitterness, and rage. Saying that, I must tell it like it is. I told it like it is. Pray. Cry out. Do whatever you have to do in a healthy way to get some releasement. Take care. Till next time. I must tell it like it is once again, and I told it like it is.